G'day everyone. What do you do if you want to form a company so that you can reduce or limit your liability when you're running that company, but you don't meet the requirements or you can't establish the formalities to register the company? Problem. We'll stick around and I'll tell you. G'day everyone, Simon here from the Contract Company. Contracts, that's all we do all day, every day, and sometimes overnight. That's right, lucky us. So, you want to form a company because you want to run your business through a company structure. Great idea. That's what I would say, because companies give you that ability for the company to be sued in its own name, which means that you, Mr. Individual Shareholder, are off the hook unless, as a director, you do something dodgy. But you're not going to do that. But what do you do if you can't meet the requirements? So one of the key requirements in forming an Australian company is that one of the directors, or the only director, if it's a sole director company, has to be Australian, or if there's more than one director, then one of the directors needs to be Australian. So let's say you're a foreigner working in Australia legitimately on a visa, and you can't form a contract because you're not Australian. What can you do? Well, two key things I can think of. One, which I probably don't recommend, is you can go online and find the services of entities that offer the services of an Australian person as a director. You can pay them for them being a director of your company. Don't recommend it because you don't know who you're getting into bed with. And while the fees may be at a certain level when you start, if things start going very well, Mr. Notional Director may want to put his hand out for more, and you don't want that. So the only other thing I can think of, which I think is a pretty good solution to be honest, is if you can't form the company. Now remember, the reason you want the company is so that it reduces your liability. The next best thing you can do is form a business. So run a business through your own name. So you register an Australian business number, maybe you register for GST, all that sort of stuff. You run the business yourself, and then you can reduce your liability with, wait for it, a good contract. We know something about contracts. So what that does is, that means that you use the contract as the mechanism or the vehicle to reduce your risk of being sued. And that is a legitimate way of, well, reducing your risk and getting what you want out of the transaction without necessarily having to go to the expense of trying to pay someone else to be a notional director, or even, pulling your hair out wondering what you can do. So we had a client this afternoon who had that exact scenario, so we just ran them through some options, and we think that that contractual mechanism to reduce your risk is actually not a bad way of going about it. Anyway, that's just my view on the subject, and I'm sure there are other lawyers who have different views, but it's a relatively inexpensive way of getting what you want. Now, obviously, you don't have a company, so you don't have the other protections that a company affords, and you can't take investment and that sort of stuff. I get it, but it's not a bad, layman's workaround for that problem. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. Please feel free to share this video with someone you think may find the information useful, and otherwise, have a good day.